Do you have travel plans this summer? Well, if you do, the pages that I have for you today in OneNote may help you plan and do some memory keeping at the same time. Hi, everyone. I'm Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. And today, trying to keep it simple when we're talking about travel plans. Now, before I get started, remember, if you like this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel. And if you have not subscribed already, please think about subscribing. Again, that really helps out my channel and it allows YouTube to share our content with more people. Well, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about some travel plans. I don't know about you, but every time I plan to go on a trip, there are all these things to think about. There are packing things to think about, activities that I don't want to miss, travel plans that are set in stone, like flights and rental cars, that kind of thing. There's always just a lot of information. So recently, my husband and I went on a trip and I sat down and started doing some planning. That's what I want to share with you today, some of those travel pages. So let's jump into the computer and I can show you what I'm talking about. Well, if you've seen some of my travel videos in the past, you know that I like to make kind of a different travel planner for each trip that I go on. This one was going to be a little bit different because it was a business trip for my husband. I was just going along for the ride to enjoy myself and spend some time with him in the evenings. And then we did extend the trip for a couple of days to go on a further adventure together. We'll get to that part in just a few minutes. The business trip was in Las Vegas, and I have not been there in over 20 years, so there were lots of things that I wanted to see and do, okay? So if you can see here on my screen, I set up one of my normal pages in my normal notebook for the month of May with my black background notebook, which you see here on the screen. Okay, I titled this page Travel Planner Page, and then I got busy trying to figure out how I wanted to organize my time. Now, I knew that since I was going to be in Las Vegas in May, it was going to be very warm. So I wanted to break up my days into morning, afternoon, and evening. The plan was to get up early, go out and do some things in the morning before it got too hot. Then in the late afternoon, around 3 or 4 o'clock, when it was very hot, I wanted to relax, spend some time at the pool, get some work done, that kind of thing. And then in the evenings, when my husband was finished with his conference, we could go to dinner and go out and walk along the strip and see different things, that kind of thing. So I wanted to make sure that I had a section for morning, afternoon, and evening. And so if you look here on my screen, you can see that basically what I did is I created a table that is 2 columns. So one column here and one column next to it. And there are many, many rows. There are actually 3 different sections in this table, one for morning, one for afternoon, and one for evening. And all I did to differentiate those sections is I went in here and did some table shading. I happen to choose this blue color, but again, with table shading, you can pick whatever you want. I could have picked this bright yellow color if I wanted, doesn't matter. But I thought the blue was kind of pretty. It went along with the stickers that I was using for this particular activity. Okay, so let's go back to the blue that I used. There we go. All right. And then the other thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to have a section to record places that we ate, activities that we did, and places that we went shopping. Now, I had lots of friends of mine giving me advice about what to do in Vegas. Well, you have to go see the Atomic Museum. You have to go see Fremont Street. You have to go eat at In-N-Out Burger. You have to do, all these things that you have to do. Okay. So I wanted a place to be able to record that information as well. So again, I simply duplicated this table and I changed the titles to eats or places to eat, activities, and shopping. Okay. All right, and I left that there. And then what I did for each day that I knew that we were going to be there, I created a separate page and I filled in some of this information. Okay. Now, what you see on the top here, this business trip with the airplane and the map and the little sunglasses, all of those are stickers that I bought from Doodlebug Draws. She has a cute little travel set. I used it last year as well. And I just think it's adorable and wanted to use parts of that. Okay. All right. And then I also put a little box up here for the weather. So that I could keep track of the weather. It was very easy to keep track of the weather in Vegas. It was 95 degrees or more and sunny every day that we were there. So that was pretty easy to do. And then here I just created a text box labeling where we were going to be. And then I put underneath that my husband was at a conference. Okay. All right. So that's kind of the basic layout. Very simplistic. And what I wanted to do was to be able to plan ahead for some things that we wanted to do and then record some of the things that we did and have this big blank space over here for photographs. Okay. So let me show you how that worked out. Let's see. Let me jump down to this day. Yeah, this is a good one to share. Okay, so you can see the stickers are the same here at the top, and there's that 96 degrees and, sunny weather at the top. We were in Las Vegas for the day, and my husband was at the conference all day long. Okay, that meant I was on my own to go and do whatever I wanted to do. All right. So you can see here, broke it down. This is what I did in the morning, in the afternoon, and then in the evening. Okay. The evening was very busy for us because we had tickets to go see the Cirque du Soleil show that was at the Bellagio, and we wanted to do some other things around that. Now, the Bellagio has a beautiful fountain out front, and every half an hour they do a fountain show with the fountains jumping up and down, and it's choreographed to various music. And I'll put a small clip in here trying to avoid any copyright violations, but maybe just a little look at the fountains was really pretty. So you can see here, I left a place to record all of the things that I had planned. I also had a place to put down where we were going to eat, the activities that we wanted to do, and any shopping that we wanted to do. We walked through a lot of the shopping areas in the various casinos. Very, very upscale, very, out of my price range, and B, not really my taste. I don't really need fancy stuff like that. So, but it was fun to look. Let me just say that. It was fun to look. And then on this left-hand side here, you see I took a few photographs while we were walking around, and I have room to not only put the photograph there, but also to put a little caption underneath so that I can remember. Now, if you're new and you have not ever added photographs to your OneNote, I'm going to show you very, very quickly how to do that. Let's see. This is live and in real time. This isn't staged, so let's see what pictures I have on my computer. Okay, so what you do to insert a picture is you go up to Insert, and that brings up this insert menu, and you can go all the way over to Pictures. And when you click on Pictures, it says, do you want to do it from a file or from your camera? In this case, it would mean from the camera that I'm using on my laptop or from something online. Well, I want to show you how to do it from a file. Let's see. Here's a couple saved pictures. These actually happen to be from my trip from last year. But all you need to do is choose the picture that you want to insert. Click the Insert button. And you see your photograph comes up right there. Then it is a graphic at this point, so you can resize that graphic. You can move it to wherever you would like on your page. And do your scrapbooking, memory keeping and stuff that kind of way. Okay. So very, very simple to do. Actually, what I would usually do is I would sit down in the morning and go back through the pictures that I had taken the day before and simply dump them on the side of my OneNote page right there on my phone. go through and insert the pictures from the day before that I wanted to keep. And then when I got back to my desktop, where it was a little bit easier to move things around, I was able to move them around and add the captions and that kind of thing. So that's how you end up with a finished page that looks like this. Okay. All right. I will delete this picture from England. Okay, so that's exactly the way that I did the page for every single day that we were in Las Vegas. Then we moved on from Las Vegas. The next day happened to be our travel day, and you can see here that we were traveling from Las Vegas out to Joshua Tree National Park, which is in California. Okay. Well, here you see I left the same information about what we wanted to do in the morning, afternoon, and evening, what we were going to eat, activities, and where I wanted to shop, okay? But if you look on the right-hand side, I didn't leave a place for pictures on this particular page because I needed that travel information, okay? And in this case, we were checking out of one hotel and checking into another one, and in the meantime, we had to go and pick up a rental car, okay? Now, how did I create these particular graphics? Well, I went back to my good old friend PowerPoint. So let me bring up PowerPoint and I will show you a little bit about the way I created these particular pages. Okay, here's PowerPoint, and it is the same planner design stack of cards that I've been using for the entire year. As I create new things for my planner, I just do them in here. That way I know where everything is. Okay. So this particular page was just a blank page that I started with this particular icon of a car. So I went up and I did insert icons and I typed in car. And all of these cars came up, and this is the one that I chose. So I clicked on that, say insert, and it puts it right on your page, okay? Now, these two things, this suitcase and this car key, these are actually graphics, again, from that set from Doodlebug Draws that I purchased. And so what I was able to do was copy them from OneNote and bring them in here and paste them in PowerPoint. Again, they are graphics, so I could rotate them if I wanted to in PowerPoint, turning them this way or that way, whatever you'd like. And I could also resize them if I wanted to, like so. Okay? All right. Then once I got these things in on the page, then there is a design feature that PowerPoint uses, and it comes up with various designs, various ways that you might like to try to change that page around to see what it looks like, okay? Okay, let me show you that design feature. So if you go over here into design, and you go all the way down here to the end, you can see the designer, okay? When I click on designer, what it does is it goes through and it uses the three things that I put on the page. Actually four things, because car rental is a text box down here. So it picks those four elements that I chose, and it shows me different options of how I could move those around on a particular page. Okay. All right. So I happened to pick something that was similar to this one. And then what I did is I just clicked on that. It moved my graphics into place and put the background there. And then I was able to move my car rental, which was originally over here, like this. Let's see how that's lined up there. And I was simply able to take that and move it down here because I want to save this space to put all of my car rental information. All right. Then when I was finished, I could close the designer. Okay, because this was the entire screen, all I did was come down here to my slide, right click it, say copy, and then I could take it back into OneNote and paste. There you see the entire screen that I could then move into place. So I just took this and put it in place right there. Okay? And again, you can resize them, make them bigger, smaller, whatever you would like to do. Okay, let's delete that for now. And you can see that that graphic is right here. Now, the only other thing that I added, let me zoom in so you can see. The only other thing that I added is I put a text box right here. You can see this entire container right here. And what I did is then put down what day I was going to pick up the car, where I was going to pick it up, the address, where it was going to be dropped off, again, the address. And then I had a link to my check-in information that they had sent me through email, okay? So I put all of that on this page. So it was very easy when we were traveling to bring this up, click on the check-in or know the address, to tell the, the Lyft driver where to take me to, all that kind of stuff, or to look it up on the map to ride the bus. It doesn't matter. But I had all of that information right here in my OneNote planner. Okay. So that's how I did the car rental thing. 3 stickers and a text box, and then I played around in the design and came up with what I wanted. Well, let's look at the hotel one. Again, back to PowerPoint. So in PowerPoint, I actually made 2 different hotel ones. This was the first one that I made, and you notice here that the check-in is on the left-hand side and the check-out is on the right-hand side. The check-in has the little guy in bed, meaning he's already checked into the hotel. And the checkout is the bed is empty and stripped down and ready, getting ready for the next person. Both of these are icons from PowerPoint. So I use the designs that they had here. Go up to the insert menu, click on icons, and then what did I type for this? Bed, I think? Yes, and there are the bed samples, okay? So that's what I did. These 2 things, hotel check-in and hotel check-out, those again are stickers from Doodlebug Draws. Copied them from OneNote, pasted them in PowerPoint, and then put my boxes down here for the hotel name and the date and time for check-in or check-out, okay? And then again, I did the same thing. I went to the design feature and played around with the layout, and I kind of liked this layout with this dark purple section over here, again, so that I could write down that important information. Once I had this designed, I went ahead and switched it around because there were some days that we would have to check out of a hotel first and then move to a different hotel and check in. So I simply switched the position of the stickers and the icons, okay? But otherwise, it's completely the same. Now, let me show you how I was using that in OneNote. Again, I copied it and pasted it, and you see that graphic is right here. You can see the outline of it, okay? So I have the hotel checkout, where we were checking out and where we were checking into, and the times that were listed there. And here is the hotel information about the hotel that we were moving to, okay? So as we were going to Joshua Tree, we were going to stay at a Holiday Inn Express. There is the address for it. I made a note that it has a pool, hot tub, and a gym, just in case I wanted to do that. It also had a microwave and a mini fridge and a coffee maker in the room, and that was important for me to know as well. Hot breakfast was served, and then the itinerary was here as well with a link from my email in case I needed to look up a confirmation number or something like that, okay? Then I simply added a text box over here for the hotel in Vegas when we were checking out and the hotel that we were checking into in 29 Palms, okay? All right, so I thought that was pretty cool. It's really a graphical way, more than just a chart, to be adding that information, and I think it looks pretty good on the page, okay? All right, now there's one more that I did. Let me show you. It is down here on the last day. We traveled back from Joshua Tree back to the Las Vegas airport, turned in our car. So we checked out of the hotel, we turned in our car back at the airport, and then we had flight plans, okay? So let me show you this flight plan page that I made. So if you zoom in here, you can see that I have these two icons of planes, and I have a flight departs and a flight arrives sticker, and then I have the information about those particular flights, okay? Well, yes, I made this one in PowerPoint too. So let me show you that one. That's the hotel. And this is the flight one. Very simple. Two icons, the dark plane and the outline plane, and the two text boxes there, from and to, and then I just put flight number, date, and time, because that was the information that I needed, okay? Got it the way I wanted, put the icons on there, put the boxes on there, went to the design tool, let it play around with different outlines, all of that kind of thing. And this one, you'll notice, does not have the stickers on it from Doodlebug Draws. I decided, I think I did this one first, and I decided later that it would be easier to include the stickers on the PowerPoint page. But when I first put this one into OneNote, I just put the stickers right into OneNote. So this is how it looks in PowerPoint. This is how it looks in OneNote. This is a sticker. This is a sticker, and this is a sticker that I added on top, okay? And the reason that I picked this blue color for the information for the airport was because it kind of coordinated with the blues in the sticker set that I was using, okay? All right, this is also a sticker from Doodlebug Draws there, okay? All right, so I think when you take a look at these travel pages, you can see how useful they would be, because you have your hotel information, your car information, your flight information, and a place for your daily itineraries all in the same place, okay? Now, I do have also listed under here, which I have talked about before, but I will show you quickly, my master packing list, which is a very old, very long list that I just mark off things by crossing them out if I do not need them, and check them off when I have them packed. I also make a travel calendar for each day with places that we are going to go, information for details that we're going to need, and then I also have a place down here where I record the clothing that we might need, what food we might need, or where we're planning to eat, that kind of thing, if we have any special things that are, must do kinds of things, okay? All right. Well, I hope that that has been helpful for you. I certainly did enjoy my travels to Las Vegas and to Joshua Tree. And let me tell you, what a difference in locations. I kept laughing and telling my husband, this whole trip is about juxtaposition. You have Las Vegas, which is loud and bright and never sleeps and is just, high energy and go, go, go. And then you get out to Joshua Tree and you go on some of the hikes that are there, and everything's very neutral and muted. It's very quiet. There were times that we were walking that you couldn't hear another person. You couldn't hear any traffic. You couldn't hear anything. It was just peaceful and quiet and neutral and calm. So it was quite a juxtaposition in both of those places. It really was amazing to see. I had never been to Joshua Tree National Park. It had been recommended to me by my sister, who absolutely loves it, and I can see why. It is a beautiful place. It's in the middle of the desert, and if you've never been, might be worth looking into to see if you want to put it on your bucket list. Maybe I've intrigued you to go there. Anyway, it was a really fun trip, and I'm very fortunate to have been able to go. And I just wanted to share with you today some of the planning that I do in going about a trip like that. For me, the more I can plan, the more I can think ahead, the better off it is. I did some research, and I know that there are no places to eat in Joshua Tree National Park at all. So I knew that before we went to the park, we would need to go to the grocery store, and we would need to get some snacks that would stay okay in the car or in my backpack in 95-degree heat while we walked around. And I even went through the map and picked out a place that I thought about halfway through the park with a picnic table that would be a good place to stop and eat a snack. So that advanced planning, I think, really helps, instead of getting there and realizing that, there's no place to eat. And, with my blood sugar issues, I don't ever really want to be without food. Another thing I found out was, it's hot in the desert, of course, and you need to take a lot of water. There are not a lot of water refilling stations within Joshua Tree Park. So Michael and I each took our camelbacks, and we had an extra gallon of water in the car that we had picked up at the grocery store. And so we were well prepared for all of that. So a little planning helps simplify and de-stress my life. And I just wanted to share that with you today. Anyway, if you've liked this, please leave me a like. If you've ever been to Joshua Tree or to Las Vegas, please leave me a comment and tell me what your favorite thing there was. I think one of my favorite things about Vegas was all of the lights at night. Everything was so pretty, with all the lights lit up. It was just absolutely gorgeous. The architecture, the detail, the amount of planning that went into these buildings and these casinos, down to the very minutest detail about the different structures, I thought was really, really beautiful. I love the O show. I got to see Elvis, an Elvis tribute show while I was there, which was very exciting. And in Joshua Tree, just the scale of the rocks was amazing. The plants that survive and the animals that survive in that desert setting with no water is just incredible to me. There was a little rattlesnake incident, but we don't want to talk about that. Anyway, everybody's fine and nobody was hurt. No animals were hurt on the trip, so that was good. But anyway, thanks for letting me share some of my travel tips with you, my travel pages with you, and some of my memories from my trip. And until next time, here's hoping that you can live a more simplified and organized life through better planning. I use OneNote. Until next time, okay, bye.